falls under fair use as it's a parody. If you don't have a sense of humor, go fuck yourself. Welcome. Is this my reality? Is this your reality? The deadly food pyramid scam. The food guide pyramid was introduced by the United States Department of Agriculture in 1992. Today, more than 29 million adults in the United States, about 9% of the population, currently have diabetes, according to the Centers for Disease Control. The obesity rate has more than doubled since 1980. It now hovers between 31 and 35%. About 500,000 Americans die of heart disease every year, accounting for 1 in every 4 deaths. What if everything you've ever been told about nutrition was wrong? That following the food pyramid is killing you? Well, it is. This idea that bread, cereals, grains, rice, and pasta should form the mainstay of your diet is beyond ridiculous. It's dangerous. Blood chemistry confirms this. The food pyramid promotes a diet that is high in sugar, carbohydrates, and low in healthy fats. This is a recipe for poor nutrition, ultimately manifesting in chronic diseases. If you like uncensored content, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, smash that notification bell. Let's stick it to YouTube because they're really sticking it to us. Big sugar. Sugar has been pumped into the food chain over the last 50 years, especially in the form of high fructose corn syrup. As a result, there's been a dramatic increase in a whole range of illnesses that manifest in different parts of your body, depending on your genetic profile. All are caused by the same underlying impact of inflammation from sugar. Yes, sugar, and the resulting nerve damage and compression. Medical professionals can be blinded by the bias of their specialties and miss the important connections linking these seemingly unrelated conditions. But like us, they're hampered by information linked to the partnership between the USDA and Big Agra. For decades now, the food industry has been rife with corruption. Far back as the 1960s, the sugar industry funded research that branded fat as the primary catalyst for heart disease. Many years later, we now know that sugar is a far greater catalyst for disease than fat. See what they did to us? But can this really be true? Could the food pyramid prescribed by our government really be wrong? Well, the figures tell us it is. While we're living longer thanks to medical intervention, the incidence of disease has also increased. Obesity, diabetes, cancer, heart disease, all different, but all with the common link, the food pyramid. Let's cut the bullshit right now. Congress and the USDA have a huge interest in intentionally deceiving Americans into us believing that if we eat by their standards of the food pyramid that they created, we will all be healthy. In fact, this is so far from the truth, it's laughable. The food pyramid was created by the USDA to support modern industrial agriculture. Follow the money, people. Congress has legislated nutrition labels to benefit these large corporate donors for years. Part of the problem here is the economics of the food industry itself. The profit margins and the scale of money that these processed food companies can make compared to growers of healthy foods, it's not even a comparison. In 2015 alone, processed food manufacturers spent $32 million on lobbying to Congress, while the fruit and vegetable industry spent a paltry $3.7 million. That doesn't sound like an even playing field to me. And I'm sure Congress is just raking in that side money. Why? You gotta ask why. Why is it everything we've been told about food and healthy eating by our governments and many paid off scientists has been wrong? The American government has a massive influence over our diet. Federal policy shapes our farm system to an astonishing level, and this is also the reason why our unhealthy school lunch menus remain for millions of school children. And those food lunches, they suck, they're awful. Another part of the problem is that manufacturers of unhealthy food are so powerful that those interest groups are always pushing snack foods first rather than fruit. There's a lot of money to be made selling obesity foods, and you can't move America into a healthier direction without confronting the salty, sugary, finger-licking, just one more chip financial firepower of the food industrial complex. That's right, the food industrial complex. They have weaponized food against us. Look at the bigger picture. Follow the money. This is more than just being lied to about the food pyramid, even though that's killed how many millions of Americans? The very fact that these companies, these huge companies, are in bed with our government and our USDA, making deals behind our backs to basically poison us and put a whole bunch of money in their dirty little pockets. This was intentional. Everything they do is intentional. Stop giving them the benefit of the doubt that they just made a mistake. They don't like us, okay? They're gonna keep doing these things until we call them out on it. Our country has been taken over by this cozy group of insiders with lots of money and ties to both our government and industry. Most people, and definitely the mainstream media, keep a blind eye to this. Why? Because if you say something about this, you're going to get in a lot of trouble. Look, people have been taken out for lesser whistleblower statements than this. But they say, food is thy medicine, right? Actually, it can work one of two ways. Food can be thy medicine, or food can be thy death. Which one are you going to choose? Leave a comment down below. Let's get the fuck out of here.